Hello, everyone. It is your boy, your host, Dr. Splash. You have clicked on this video to see Batman violate Goku, absolutely destroy him. And while granted, as a retired scaling terrorist, I absolutely could make that video. That's not what this is. This is an April Fool's, but I want to talk to you guys about two things while I've got you while you're here. Make sure to smash that like button because I got you to click. And if you started typing, mad as hell that Batman beats Goku, that's fine too. I'll take the love and the hate, okay? April Fool's, bitch. Now, check this out. First topic, I'm going to tell you the two topics straight up and then we'll go into one at a time. They're kind of like things I just realized. One, what's the funny, and you guys have to comment down below in order for this to be a successful video, but what is the funniest take, like funniest battle you actually could defend if you had to? For example, if I had to defend Batman beating the shit out of Goku in base, I could. I have the evidence at hand of Batman and Base dealing with characters far superior to Goku in order to frame that argument and win a debate like that. So, my question to you is what is the funniest take you could proclaim? Like a take you could say, for example, Batman violates Goku. That would be absurd to the casuals, right? You take that, but you could actually defend it. What is the funniest takes you could really make a solid defense for? I want to know in the comment section what you think about that. And then this next point, right? Because I don't think I said I was going to tell you about both, but I'm going to say the second point right now. I think the anime slash manga community in general is better at scaling than the comic book community. And I have a couple reasons why I believe that. One, I think the comic book community is lazier in their argumentation than manga is. For example, Dragon Ball doesn't have the craziest, or I'll give a better example. Naruto, what is it, like 600, 700 chapters? I read it, like, it's not that much. Generally, it's not that much. For example, just Daredevil alone, it's like triple that in appearances. So I say that to say, a lot of the debate styles they end up being like, oh, if you can show 2 to 3 pieces of evidence, maybe they're at this level. Well, if we're talking in the laws of math and consistency, if this motherfucker's fought 2,000 times in the comics, 3 times showing something's probably not going to prove anything. Okay, bitch, we got 1,900 plus examples hanging back there. So it gets real tricky there. And so people will pull up with 3 to 5 pieces of evidence for a character and be like, GG, that's how they scale, that's what they're at. And they won't have context a lot for it. And threads do that to a lot of people. Like a lot of people go to respect threads, they don't read the comics, and then they kind of take that and try to go dunk on manga and anime. It's why a lot of times I tell people like, bro, don't appeal to me as a source. Don't appeal to anybody on YouTube as a source. Go read this shit for yourself. Form your own opinion, be your own source. The other only source you need to supplement is the actual direct evidence. When I do these complete power scaling videos that I started with Spawn and then I did Daredevil. Make sure to go check both of them out. I provide the exact comic book issues that I'm citing because if you want to argue these things, can simply go to those comics and read them for the context. So when you talk to people, you're like, hey, I saw this video, but look, I read it myself. Like, this is what happened. And you're able to have those conversations, right? It helps further the talks in the community. The comic book side really struggles with, I think, taking a few comics or maybe reading a few appearances or taking someone's perspective on one era of a character when characters shift all the time. For example, in my Daredevil video, I said up until 1991, Kingpin was dog walking Daredevil in all their fights. Like Daredevil was not winning up until then. Like there's certain context to eras in history. So when you don't do that, when you don't do your due diligence in the research, and come on, I've been in this YouTube game for years, and it still took a long time to build up the rapport of having most of the appearances of a lot of these characters. Okay, so for people to just pop up and say they read all that shit, they got all that shit. Like, come on, cuh. Hey, we know you're faking the funk on a semi nasty dunk. Okay, you're not even doing it right. So I say that to say I think manga community does better in scaling and generally does better because they take it a lot more serious. They pretty much pioneered it anyway when trying to argue Dragon Ball beats the shit out of comic books and stuff. But they read that One material, the 700 Naruto things. They read that 10 times, all of it, 10 times. And then they'll read the stupid guidebooks 10 times. Okay, that's all they have to read. Some books, you got to do a lot more work, baby. And a lot of people don't want to do that work. And I think because of that, the community ends up suffering. And I think the scaling in the comic community is generally not as good as the manga or anime. And even if I disagree with the manga and anime scaling, arguments are better thought out, better put forward, more researched. So that's something I hope changes. I hope with this definitive scaling series, I can introduce an era of more strict scaling in terms of like really presenting the information for all sides. I've gotten to the point, I've done so many battles, I'm legit numb to who wins. I don't care who wins. I want to put out bangers. So if the winner is someone I don't like, but it's a banger, so be it. Like if it's the winner someone I like and it's a banger, oh, double points. But like regardless, I've done this so much that the bias almost melts away because you've read all these motherfuckers. It's like I know it's like you almost know these characters. So I don't know. I really hope the community gets a little better about accurate scaling. Stop trying to form these pre-formed agendas with characters and just go in and read. All right. With that being said, I have a ton of content lined up. I've been putting out bangers recently. I've been putting out two definitive scaling videos, both like 30 minutes long. Like you all need to go check that shit out and show a lot of love to it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this April Fool's joke. Hit the Cash App, like the video, join my Discord. I love you all. And remember, it's Yancey Street, bitches.